Okay, you should have just read Home is the Best and the Double M Ranch stories. So now we're ready to do our practice. So let's go ahead and pull up our practice page. You should already have this pulled into Notability. I'm just going to pull it up real quick so we can see it. Also, you should already have this completed. So this video is not for you to just copy the answers that I'm giving you, but this is just a check to make sure how you did, because the next couple of days we'll actually do some graded assignments that you'll be doing on your own. So this is kind of just a check-in to see, okay, am I getting this? Is this something that I need to go back and kind of review the lessons again? So Home is the Best was the first story, and it's probably a good idea to pull up our stories, right? So Home is the Best is the one that had Ruth and her father, who was deciding if they wanted to head out west to have their own land, right? So the first one is the theme of this one. So theme is one of those things, we've talked about theme before, but theme can be different to different people. So even if you don't have the exact same theme that I'm getting ready to give you, that's okay, because there can be multiple themes in a text. But you should have definitely found something that's centered around family, right? So one of the reasons that they said they turned back after Will hurt his ankle was because they realized that they shouldn't be away from their family, right? That family means a lot, and being away from them was really difficult for Will and his father. Another theme maybe could be that you need to be grateful for what you have. They went out searching for something new and realized that it was just too much. So that they needed to be grateful for what they had, even though they were sharing the farm with their grandfather. And that, let me see, grateful for your family as well. So another one with family. So there's several that you could have right there. If you had something different for this, that's okay too. Like I said, there can be multiple themes, but I think those three were probably some of the best. Now, the W&M Ranch is a little bit different. Definitely family is important, right? That could be a theme that you could learn from here. Obviously, for Micah and Mayhew, their mom and dad were very important to them. But you could also say perseverance, or sticking with something even when it becomes difficult, right? They knew that it was going to be difficult to keep on going, even after losing their mother and father. So, continuing to work hard when things get difficult. Sometimes you put others before yourselves. So like they said, it'd be easier to turn back around and go find their family, the family that they had left, and keep the business that they had once before. But then it looks like, I think it was Micah. Micah said, we can't do that, right? We have to follow for their dad's dream. So sometimes putting other people's needs or dreams before your own is important. Not quitting when things get difficult, or family is very important, right? So any of those could have been good themes as well. Then the first, comparing and contrasting. So describe how the themes are similar and different in both stories. So similar, obviously, they both center around family. They both centered around something that had to do with moving, right? That moving can be difficult. That might be a theme that you came up with as well. The difference in the story is one was being grateful for what you have. So the first story was talking about being grateful for what you have and kind of sticking with what you have. Where the Double M Ranch story with the two boys was more about pushing yourself kind of out of your comfort zone, continuing to push yourself to find new things, and not really being satisfied with what you've already have. So that was kind of different for both of those. And then finally, describe how the pattern of events are similar and different. Well, I would say something that was similar was there was an accident that happened in both texts that kind of made the characters realize something. So in this case, when Will hurt his ankle, his father realized, okay, this is not for us. Family is too important. We need to be grateful for what we have. And then in the Double M Ranch story, after Micah and Mayhew lost their parents, that's when they kind of realized what was the most important and what they needed to do. So that way I would say would be similar. Different, again, I think would be, they are kind of set in similar time periods, right? Obviously, we know this is not current times. They talked about wagons in both, moving out west. We obviously wouldn't load up a wagon if we wanted to move to another state or another part of the country, right? But I would say another difference is what they decided to do after that problem arises. So, how they decided to handle the problem in their stories, I think also was a little bit different too. You may have come up with different things for similarities and differences in both of these, but I think those are some good suggestions. So, if you just went through this and you're feeling really good, then that's great. You should be good and ready to go for tomorrow. If you feel like, whoa, I did not get these, I wasn't getting the same things that you were talking about, then you may want to go back and look at yesterday's module. You may want to go back and listen to the example. You can always shoot a Canvas message if you have something specific that you're not sure about, or if you have an answer and you're like, I really think this is right, but you didn't bring it up. Just always shoot a Canvas message, and we can always double check that for you. So this is done for today. You got some Home of the Brave chapters that you're going to go and do next, and then we'll do some more practice with this tomorrow and next week.